And welcome back to the chat room at Tyrant Studios.
Coming to you high above the legendary penthouse in downtown Vancouver.
You can see the chat room. Go to YouTube, the chat room Tyrant Studios. You
Amazing.
can follow the chat room on Instagram, the chat room Tyrant Studios. And you can also pick up the podcast on Spotify and Apple. And I think we have some podcasting news, which we hopefully will unveil on the next edition.
With our good friend John Simpkin.
Jonathan Simpkin, yes.
Well, you've given it away now, Danny. Now you give it away.
Yeah.
You gave it away. Jeez. Oh,
We
my
are
gosh.
presented by West Coast Dream Machines, 1519 Clyde Avenue in West Vancouver, selling pre-owned luxury automobiles. You can follow them on Instagram, WC_Dream_Machines. Neighbors Restaurant and Pizza House at Victoria Drive and 35th. Official food sponsor. How good did Mitzi do again today?
It's
incredible.
Crazy.
We also Resurrection Spirits on Franklin Street in East Van. Canadian Club, the makers of CC&G in a canned cocktail, now available in cranberry. And I hear there's a new flavor about to be launched.
Wow.
You can check out the full line at CanadianClub.com.
I'm enjoying.
The Barn Country Cabaret on 102A Avenue in Guildford. The Barn is where the Fraser Valley goes for country, and the official wine sponsor of the chat room at Tyrant Studios. Oh, let me guess. Maybe it's this one here, Otter Trail Winery.
Which, by the way, if you're ever thinking of getting married, Chappie,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on your list.
It comes up every weekend when I come to the penthouse. I meet somebody.
Absolutely. Well, you could have your wedding at Auto Trails at the winery there because they do lots of wedding stuff.
Well, okay, we're going to talk a little Vancouver history. This is, again, if you go back to the origins of this show when we started in 2024, the whole reason behind it was you and Aaron, Danny and Aaron, wanted to chronicle the history of Vancouver nightlife and the music scene, the entertainment scene, and we all collaborated together and we turned it into the Ed Sullivan Show. But that said, one thing we've always had in common is we all have a love for the lore of Vancouver nightlife, Vancouver nightclub life, Vancouver performance life. And our next two guests, and they are Mr. Rob Frith and Doug Schober. And you guys have tirelessly worked on putting the history of Vancouver music together. Now in Volume 5, the history of Vancouver rock and roll. And the first thing I want to mention is that when I was going through the website yesterday and I look at some of the titles, I mean, names like, we had Tom Northcott, of course. We had Les Vogt. We had various performers that I don't know if they hit big nationally, but you guys have been very much at the forefront of keeping Vancouver's historic music scene alive, the Seeds of Time, to mention a few. How long has it been since you put out the last one?
The last one was done in the 1990s.
Wow.
So, like,
1990s.
I have friends that weren't even born then. So it's like, it's
You don't want to rush the creative process, though, Rob. That's the thing. You've got to take your time and curate these things,
Yeah, it's crazy, but it seems like a long time. But I think Doug and I did a thing here about the Beatles tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the whole reason we went to the studio was we were working on this record to transfer tapes. So that's kind of how it happened. And then we got delayed because of the whole Beatle thing. But we finally got it out.
So Doug, was it difficult sourcing out some of the original masters, and were they beat up or were they in relatively good condition?
Well, we were really lucky that, the reason that it took so long, Rob is so busy with the store in his business ventures. And finally he said to me, "Can you help me with this project?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's get her done." And that was last year. And he had amassed an amazing amount of master tapes. People come and sell them their collection. And oh, by the way, I've got an original master tape of a Tom Northcott thing or whatever. And we have amazing quality material, as well as there were some acetates that were in really rough shape. And thanks to the wonderful engineering of Larry Hennessy, he was able to restore them and bring them to the quality that you're going to hear on this record.
So walk me through this, you guys. So I love music. I used to work at Kelly Stereo Mart back in my day. So what is this? So this is a album of bands who used to perform in Vancouver, who used to write in Vancouver, or explain.
Yes, it's Vancouver bands or BC based that ended up in Vancouver recording. And but the thing was like the band like the Collectors, who became Chilliwack, we found unreleased a song of theirs.
Yeah.
A multi-track tape.
Before they were even called Chilliwack.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they were still called the Collectors.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the other guys, some of the guys in the band don't even remember the song.
Wow.
Howie Vickers, the singer, does. But, that's something. And it's so good that we can't even believe it. And then some unreleased acetates of bands that actually never put a record out. They played locally live, but they won, a lot of them won like a contest, like you win a record deal. You get like one record recorded at a radio station.
Similar to what we have to our amateur contest here.
Very similar, almost exactly the same. I'd like to see a compilation of that.
Yeah, sure. On a different note.
Maybe we can do like a concept, like a DVD, CD.
Yeah,
next time.
we're talking. Now we're talking.
Some of ours.
How about the naked Vancouver Rockets?
We'll talk off air. Yeah.
So I get it. It's not just bands that we would know the names of. These are hidden bands sometimes before they even got famous, and artists in particular, right? So it's very cool. And I love the cover. But who designed the cover?
Well, Doug.
Wow.
Was involved. Bob Massey.
It's a Bob Massey
artist. It's a poster of him.
poster.
Wow.
And
all that jazz.
And then Doug put it together. My son worked on it, and then we had another fella that did the lettering on top. So it was a communal sort of thing. We were trying to do something really, really cool, and we just kept overthinking, and we wanted it to be cool, and then it ended up.
It's good. I like what I'm seeing on here because you got the Highway Victor's collector stuff, but Gillian Russell is on there, and I know Gillian Russell because her nephew, my friend Joe Sather, played in a band called Sex with Nixon that was around in the 90s,
Really?
and her niece was in one of the great notorious Vancouver bands, Lick the Pole. So there's ongoing chapters of this music history going on.
I hope she comes to our listening.
I think she's in town, so hopefully so. Yeah. I was just talking to her today.
That was one of the fortunate cases where Rob found the actual master tape of the 45 that she put out.
Wow.
A 2-track master, so it sounds a million times better than the old scratchy 45.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
And she's still singing today. She still sounds great.
I think it's considered like a soul R&B thing that a lot of like DJs have sort of picked up, and it became a rare 45.
Wow.
And now it's out.
So I can tell you, having been a Canadian radio DJ for countless years, and Canadian content is mandatory, and some formats are easier to play than others. And when I worked at the old 650, when it was CL, there wasn't a lot of stuff that sort of fit the criteria of a CL playlist, because other than a Paul Anka and maybe the occasional an Elvis song, here and there was maybe listed as Canadian content. But we got to learn a lot of stuff like Les Vote, bands like Chester, and between your collection and Made in Canada, there's a wealth of music out there, some much better than others. But I got to ask you, is there a couple of gems that never got any airplay, that never got any acclaim, that you go, why didn't this hit? This is a great song.
There is. Can I think of them? I don't know. Let's see. I would say that
On the new record, yeah.
on the new record, Howie Vickers' solo stuff.
Okay. Didn't know it existed.
That he did, like One Act Play, which was a collector's track, but he redid it when he left the Collectors. And as a solo, his vocals are so good, like you can't even believe it. So that's one of those ones where I thought it could have been a bigger deal.
Let's quickly chat about Neptune Records. I mean, like I said, we'll talk about record stores in Vancouver and how radio stations are dying and all this stuff. But Neptune Records, like the Pentos, has survived.
Yeah.
And it's obviously had a resurgence.
Well, you used to come in there when you were a kid.
Absolutely, looking for my Who albums. So what would you say right now the temperature of Vancouverites for albums, getting albums? Is it at its peak right now? The resurgence is real?
The resurgence has been real for 20 years. Since COVID, it's just gone crazy. Like, it's so busy.
Yeah.
And and the crowds get younger, like our clientele that are into buying vinyl, but also CDs have sort of started to.
Do you ever have live performances at your store?
We've had lots of live performances.
There you go.
I mean, Jack White played in our store.
Our Kells were just at your place.
That's true.
There you go. Right.
And that band Death from Detroit, they played in our store.
I can attest, because Rob you got that it factor as far as record stores go in Vancouver. Record Store Day, I know, is big at Neptune.
Yeah.
And I'll constantly text Rob, because I'm looking, like, usually a guy like me, I don't even have a turntable at home. I just like something. I have a handful of artists that I really dig, and when I see some new collector's edition or some new expanded remastered box set I'll call Frith and I'll go, can you, and sure enough, yeah, got it for you, put it aside.
Well, your birthday's coming up, Joe,
Yeah,
so you
that's
never
right.
know. There might be one under the tree for you.
Yeah.
That's true.
So how do people get this? Obviously, Neptune Records. And if you're not familiar with it, and if you're not, why aren't you? NEPTOON Records on Main Street.
Yeah.
Fabulous store. I recommend you don't drive down there. Take transit because parking just pisses me off around.
Yeah, Main Street's really popular now.
Yeah.
It's tough to get.
Yeah.
There's some Aaron Chapman books available at Neptune Records as well. So if you pick one up
We
there,
always
too.
have Aaron's
And,
book. Yeah, always sell really well.
and Doug, great work. I appreciate what you guys do together. And I know it took a long time. You said since the 90s was the last release.
Yeah.
So this is now 2026. Is there still more gas in the tank? Is there a potential volume?
Six.
We have.
Yeah?
We're talking about Les Vogt.
Yeah.
We just found some acetates of unreleased stuff of his.
Right.
And we've sort of held some other things back because of the time period. We want to do something of his.
Yeah.
And he's really excited about it. He's still with us.
You have some more wine and some more CC Club, and you'll be on to your
Man.
Volume 6 in no time. Yeah.
It is the history of Vancouver rock music, Volume 5, now available. I appreciate what you do. A lot of us do because
100%.
And thank you, guys.
we're all about supporting the industry and remembering that an industry exists and continuing to let it endure.
And Neptune has been a big part of the show, so
Absolutely.
thank you
Yeah.
again for all
Yeah,
that.
thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.